What's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. Today, the Houston Astros beat the Seattle Mariners 3-2 in the third game of a four-game series and finally get the win, their first win of this series after just getting physically just killed in the first two games. Lost 5-1 in the first game, lost 10 to really got killed in the second game, lost 10-1. Not only was their pitching not really great, but their hitting wasn't great. It's not even like their hitting was really that great either tonight. I mean, their hitting was, again, really bad for the Astros, only having 4 hits, which was even less than the Astros had yesterday and the game before. I think the Astros had 5 hits in both of their games, both of the first 2 games of the series. And the pitching for the Mariners was incredible. But to be honest with you guys, the Astros pitching was a little bit better. I mean, the Astros, I thought that the pitching, both sides of the pitching for Mariners and the Astros were both really good. I think the only game changer in this game was Martin Maldonado's home run in the eighth inning that gave the Astros the lead. And then also the big separator was the 8th inning. Yeah, was it the 8th inning? Was that the 8th inning? Yeah, the 8th inning when Hector Neris got out of a bases loaded 1-out situation with a couple, I think it was, with a couple strikeouts. So, that's what Hector Neris has been able to, do for, he kind of got us in that situation. Well, he got 2 walks, and I don't know how the other runner got on, but he kind of put himself in that situation. But he's been great in those situations this season where, bases loaded or runners on with 1 out or even 0, and has been really good for the Astros in situations like that this season. But I was really impressed with the way the Astros played today. It was mostly pitching, but, Maldonado came clutch for the home run. Besides that, I wasn't really impressed with the Astros hitting today. They only had 4 hits. Their hitting has been really, I know they scored 3 runs in this game, which is, more than the last 2. You combine the previous 2 games, and you still scored more runs with 1 and 1. But still, the hitting was not that great today, and Maldonado was able to hit a home run. The pitching was able to be really good, and Astros luckily got the win. But let's go over the game. 3-2 is the final score. 5 hits for the Astros, 5 hits for the Mariners, 4 for the Astros. 1 error in the ballgame. It belongs to the Mariners. Win goes to Hector Neris, who got out of the bases-loaded 1-out situation. He pitched the 8th, 0 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 0 hits. Loss goes to Munoz, and I believe, he gave up the home run to Martin Maldonado. He's 2-2 in the season. He pitched 1 inning, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Save goes to Ryan Pressly, his 20th of the season. Man, has he been good in the last, month? Yeah, about the last month or so, if maybe a little bit over a month. Pressly has just been outstanding for the Astros. He did give up a walk in this game, but was able to pull out the save. No earned runs, no hits, no strikeouts either, but was able to get out of the inning for the save for Pressly. First inning, Astros scored 2 runs in the first inning. They'd get started in this game with a Jeremy Pena single to left, and then Kyle Tucker would hit a double to right. And here's where the Astros scored on the error. Pena scored on error. Tucker safe at third on throwing error by right fielder Moore. And then the Astros would be able to take a 1-0 lead. Then how about Bregman? How about another infield single in this series? Had for the only run last night in last night's game, he had to reach on an infield single for an RBI, and he does that again today, making it 2-0. Then in the third inning, J.P. Crawford would reach. How about another infield single for an RBI? This time for the Mariners, as J.P. Crawford singled to shortstop. Okay, let's try that one more time. Caballero scored, and it's 1-2. Then Caballero singled to center. Hernandez scored. Suarez to third. It's 2-2. And then how about Martin Maldonado? Was 0 for his last 20 before this pitch, and Maldonado saw a hanger, got his opportunity, and crushed one to left center. 371 feet, 3-2 Astros get the win. Let's go over the batting for the Astros today. Mauricio Dubon, 0 for 4. Jeremy Pena, 1 for 3 in scoring a run, having a single to left in the first inning. Also scored an 8th inning walk as well. Kyle Tucker was 1 for 3 with a first inning RBI double and then a 6th inning walk. So him and Pena both walked. Then Alex Bregman reached on an infield single to third that scored Tucker for the RBI. It was 1 for 3 for Breggy. Jose Abreu has kind of been struggling recently, especially in this series. He was 0 for 3 in this matchup with 3 lineouts, all lineouts for Abreu today. Yanner Diaz was 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. So the same thing for Yanner Diaz, just like Jose Abreu. Jose Abreu's all of his at-bats were lineouts, and all of Yanner Diaz at-bats were groundouts. 2 to shortstop and 1 to second, and Yanner Diaz was 0 for 3. How about another 0 for 3 in the lineup? Corey Jols. He struck out and lined out twice. Chas McCormick, 0 for 3. Struck out swinging 3 times. So another guy in the lineup that had the same kind of out, but they were all striking out swinging. So Chas McCormick, who was great for us in that Texas Rangers series, last weekend, and even carrying over to the Monday, and I think in the first game against the Rockies, he was even good too. He has struggled in this series for the Astros. But how about Martin Maldonado, the game winner for the Astros in the 8th inning, home run to left center, 371 feet, and the Astros would win this ball game. Let's go over the pitching for the Astros. 4 pitchers to pitch today. Already talked about Presley, but Framber Valdez, he got the start. He was solid. He wasn't great. Wasn't normal. Framber was okay. He just wasn't. I thought Framber could have been better. 6 innings, had 6 strikeouts, gave up 5 hits. All the hits that the Mariners had were against Framber today. In 3 innings of the bullpen between Abreu, Neres, and Presley, there was no hits. Well, the Mariners did have 4 walks in those 3 innings, but no hits. Framber only gave up the only hits for the Mariners in this game. So he gave 5 hits, 2 earned runs. The only earned runs he gave up were the only earned runs the Astros gave up were by Valdez, and same thing for hits. And then he had 2 walks as well with 6 strikeouts. Brian Abreu did really, really solid today for the Astros in the 7th inning. He did give up a walk, but did have 2 strikeouts and was able to get it out of the inning in the 7th. Hector Neris, we talked about him. He got the win for the Astros with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts in the 8th inning. And then Ryan Presley got the save as well, giving up a walk to Julio Rodriguez, but the Astros were able to pull off the win. Use your thoughts on the Astros game. Hopefully the Astros are able to end this series in a tie up the series at and the series on a tie, 2-2. If not, if the Astros don't do that, they'll lose the series. Though it'll be fun to watch. With the Rangers getting their butts kicked by the Nationals today, and the Astros beating the Mariners, we are back at 2 games back, 2 games back from first place. So if things can go our way again tomorrow, then leading up until the All-Star break, we could be one or 1.5 games back from first place. So we'll see what happens, though, Astros fans. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed them, your thoughts on the game, and peace out. Go Astros.